Today on the Philly Talk podcast, we discuss Kevin Durant's interest to play for the Sixers. We also going to discuss the Sixers' interest in Kevin Durant. Yesterday, an article came out by Ian Begley with little to no substance, but since then, there's been a lot more substance.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking Sixers in the Bird Gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk podcast, and today we got a lot to talk about, and I know what you're thinking. If we get KD, we have to trade Maxey. I'm not saying I'm for the trade or against the trade. Hopefully by the end of this video, after weighing pros and cons, I come up with my own decision on how I would feel. But if you know, before we start, let me know in the chat, would you trade for KD if it meant give up Tyrese Maxey? We'll talk about it, but I need y'all to help your boy out first. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, ding that bell so you know when these videos drop. And I'm going to give you the substance that came after the whole start of this. KD has interest in Philly, and Philly has interest in KD. But this big video is a big piece. KD, Harden, in Barcelona working out.
Tu gimnasio. Estos son Kevin y James Harden entrenando en Barcelona hace unos días.
What are they doing in Barcelona?
Tu gimnasio. Estos son Kevin y James Harden entrenando en Barcelona hace unos días.
A couple days ago, I did a video talking about Ben Simmons ruining franchises, right? James Harden getting better. But I did note that KD and Harden were at a concert together, and I said it was never really Harden and KD's beef. I think it was about Kyrie Irving and Harden. I think KD was upset that Harden left and didn't pick him in the All-Star draft, but that was thrown away. Concerts, Barcelona, and it so happens to be in the time frame where they're trying to say KD wants to go to the Sixers, and high-ranked Sixer people want KD to come to Philly, right? This is the time they want to hang out when reports are surfacing. So Ian Begley does his article, and somebody backs him with a check mark. And now listen to Austin Carell, who also covers the Sixers. He said, did some due diligence, can confirm Kevin Durant has interest in playing for the Sixers. So according to Austin Carell's due diligence, he didn't say the Sixers want him, but he did say he came across some factual information, or to him, sources that are reliable, that KD wants to play for the Sixers. All right, here's the other one. John Clark is known for covering the Eagles, but he also is accurate and doesn't really make big statements about the Sixers unless he's sure or somebody told him. I quote tweeted it and said, this whole situation is wild. John Clark says, I'm told Kevin Durant is still close with James Harden and would like to play with him and Joel Embiid, as well as a couple other teams. He said, I'm confirming Ian Begley's report. Ian Begley said the same thing. They want to play with each other, and the Sixers are interested in Kevin Durant. But like, who wouldn't be? His age is what it is. His off-the-field issues are something to be bothered by, but he's a baller. And we'll talk about it all. But I want to give you more substance onto why what once was that's crazy rumor is starting to be like, seriously? John Clark also says, but I'm told the Sixers may not have enough for what Brooklyn is looking for in a trade. This will be intriguing to watch regardless. Now, I'm going to give you my take, but yesterday I had DJ Eastwood on here. We were talking Eagles, but it was brought up a little bit, the Sixers, KD stuff, and I know where DJ Eastwood stands on it. He don't want to do it. And so I tagged him in this, and I said, this will be DJ Eastwood if Tyrese Maxey is traded for Kevin Durant. And it's the picture, or it's the video of the guy just running through everybody. I think he was trying to get at Kobe, the Detroit Pistons backup center, was trying to get at, not Kobe, LeBron. Sorry. R.I.P. Kobe for mistaking you for another Laker. He was trying to get at LeBron, and I said this would be DJ Eastwood if Tyrese Maxey leaves. I think a lot of us would feel like this because we believe in the kid, and here is my full take on the whole thing. All right, let's get back up to this picture, which is kind of scary to say the least. So, my take is this. KD, Harden, and Embiid. If you have that in a 2 to 3 year window, you have a very good chance to come away with a championship. A very good chance because of the overall talent of these guys and how crazy it would be. You can say, well, Kyrie, Harden, and KD didn't work. You're right. I think their skill sets didn't fully match because Kyrie and KD both want to score. Harden can pass. He can actually facilitate to two great scorers in KD and Joel Embiid. So I think the 3 on the Sixers game would fit better than the 3 on the Nets. And also, it was injuries and off-the-field issues, mainly Kyrie Irving, that pushed James Harden out. There was a couple injuries, blah, 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 blah. That would be the reason you do it. You would say goodbye to a precious, young, upcoming star in Tyrese Maxey to get a championship, one at least in the next 3 years. If you don't get one in 3 years, it's the ultimate failure. Ultimate failure. So it is a gamble. Now, here's the other side. You run it this year with Harden, Maxey, Harris most likely, Thibault, Embiid, PJ, Melton, the bench that we just made up, and we see where we go from there. And worst case scenario, if Joel, Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Harris ain't good enough to win in the next 2 years, well, eventually, Embiid will come out of his prime, Tyrese Maxey will enter his prime, and then you can try to build a team around Tyrese Maxey, and that, again, is based off how you see Tyrese Maxey growing in the NBA. What is his ceiling? If you think his ceiling is a top 10, top 5 player, you cannot do this deal. If you think his ceiling is top 20, top 15 player, then you might have to do this deal if that is your take. I'm talking about a ceiling. I'm not talking about what he's going to be next year or this year or even next year. I'm talking about 26, 27-year-old Tyrese Maxey in his prime. 25, 26, 27. What will that guy's ceiling be? KD is a top 5 player in the league when healthy. Embiid is a top 5 player in the league when healthy. And Harden, whose game's diminished a little bit, although I think he'll be better when he's healthy. I don't think he was fully healthy and bought into the system in a small amount of games he played for the Sixers. But regardless if he can never be the scorer he was, he's still one of the best facilitators in the game. So you get a guy who can facilitate with guys who can score all across the court. The bench will just find their way through. Health would be the concern there. So that's my thing. Talking to you, I still don't know. I would have to really, really sit and think about this because I do want a championship in Philly, but I do not want to just throw away the future. And Tyrese Maxey can give you 8 to 10 years of future play, whether we lose our guys in our prime now, Harden, Embiid, in 4 or 5 years. And it's the Maxey show. And who knows who's on the roster, who we drafted, who are the new best players in the NBA. Because the LeBron James, the Joel Embiids, the Kawhi Leonards, the Paul Georges, they will be on their way out or out. And it will be the new youngsters that are taking over. And could you see Tyrese Maxey as a top 5, 10 player in 3 to 4 to 5 years? That is the whole thing. This video is pretty much to give you the substance that came out since that's a fake rumor. There's more substance now. When there's fire, I mean, when there's smoke, there's fire. There's something around this, or it won't be this many coincidental things happen. Too many coincidences, if that's even a word. Concert, workout Barcelona, while all this stuff is happening. So again, let me know in the comment section. Give up Maxey, chance to win a championship in the next 3 years. Keep Maxey, still got a chance to compete as long as Maxey, Harden, and Embiid are on the squad. And then if you don't get it, you still got Maxey as your superstar. I believe he could be a superstar. I just don't know when it's going to be. We saw year 1 and year 2 jump big. Who knows? This year might be big, but he might take more years to get to superstar. There's a lot of unknowns. And it depends on are you a gambler or not? If you want to play it safe, you stay with Maxey. If you want to gamble, you get KD. Because as some of the other people said, KD comes with baggage. Off the court, on the court, injury-wise, age-wise. There's a lot of baggage with KD. Shoot, if he doesn't like the scenario, maybe he just dips on us. So there's baggage with KD. The safe route that can turn to a really good route is stay with Maxey. The gamble, the high risk, high reward is to get KD for Maxey, Thibault, Harris, and maybe a pick or two. If that's enough. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. In the next couple of days, if more substance comes out about this, I will be sleeping every night thinking, would I do it? Would I not do it? Again, it doesn't matter what I would do. It's what Daryl Morey would do. And Daryl Morey has tried to hold on to Tyrese Maxey forever. But he's never had a KD type. He didn't trade Maxey for Kyle Lowry. He didn't trade Maxey for James Harden. Not this year. Not this last year, the year before. However, none of them are KD. If the substance keeps coming, I will eventually make a video on whether I think it's the right thing to go get KD or the right thing to keep Tyrese Maxey. Right now, I'm probably leaning towards we would have to go through a lot to make this happen. So let's just run it back with Tyrese Maxey and this Sixer team. I still think that there was more substance to this, but I still am not sure that it's even a realistic thing yet. It got more realistic, but I still don't know if it is realistic, if you get what I'm saying. Yesterday I said, yeah, right, this is fake. Now I'm saying, hold up. Is this really happening? So I'm putting it in my head, but I'm not coming up with an answer. But right now, y'all know how much I love Tyrese Maxey. If you watch the play-by-plays, I wear my heart on my sleeve, whether I'm drinking Crown or not. And we love some Tyrese Maxey, especially when he gets it done or the Sixers get it done and we can play the song.
Clap your hands, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers.
Let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you haven't done it yet. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I go by Philly Mike, and we are out.